coming from public safety, it's near and dear to me. But we do know that for us to be competitive and to recruit those highly qualified, highly trained professionals to serve in this area or arena is very competitive. It's always been somewhat competitive. It's ridiculously competitive today, as you can see, particularly nationally, as public safety has been beat up on and defund the police and those things, which are ridiculous. It's more critical now than ever that we are market value in what we're paying our folks, that we are investing in the technology and the equipment they should have. They certainly need to have body cams and ways to protect their position when bad things happen as well. We've had to make investments in personnel. Obviously, as the demand grows, as people move into your area, it's natural that you would need to make some investments in those areas. I believe if we're wise and we embrace technology, maybe we can minimize the number of positions that have to be added on, or that we can be more creative in scheduling and in structures. And public safety in general, I think, is going to have an overhaul before it's over, because there's just simply not enough resources in any one capacity anymore to be self-contained. I grew up in the era where you might call it siloing or what have you, but the EMS had all of its toys and needs and personnel and things, and fire had all of its own toys, needs, and personnel things, and law enforcement as well. That's just really not practical today, given the magnitude and the complexity of what goes on, and the expectation of the public today is much different than it was in the 80s, of what they're going to receive, what they're going to get, and how that's going to evolve. So public safety is critical. We've got to make those investments. We're doing that in those areas. And then emergency management, we call it EMA, used to be called civil defense for older folks that might not make that transition, but basically they're facilitators. They're really behind the scenes, making sure that programs and resources in an emergency are there, that we have connections to both the state and the federal, should we find ourselves in those deep emergencies that require beyond our local capacity. And so it's a web really of intertwined public safety today, and I'm proud of that part, because again, it was very individualized many years ago, but due to just supply and demand and practical ability to afford, technology has really put us in a situation where we have to look a lot closer about who we are and what we do. I'm Chad Graham, and I'd appreciate your vote.